What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the History Hyenas. I'm Chris Distefano, a.k.a. Chrissy in the Closets. With me, as always, my partner in crime, Yannis Pappas, a.k.a. Yanni, yeah, Dad, I'm gay. It's Pride Month. Happy Pride Month. There's a lot of things going on in this country that are wild today. The country's on fire. What can you do? We're going to have an hour-long podcast, talk about a lot of things. Today's topic is something that's been lost in history. It's the Tulsa Race Massacre. A lot of people might call it the Tulsa Race Riots, but it's the Tulsa Race Massacre. We'll explain why you need to call it that in a minute. But, you know, I'm still, we're still over Zoom with each other. I can't be in my baby Yannis's arms. Yanni, baby, I miss you, my bear. How are you?
I'm doing okay. I woke up this morning thinking about somewhere in the country there's probably a 90-year-old man who went into a coma sometime in 1967, and he woke up today and he said, is it tomorrow? Because what's going on right now feels a lot like 1968. There's riots all over the country, and now that I've moved outside of New York City, I've just become the typical, country kid where I'm going like, I saw something on the news and I'm not moving. Even though it's probably fine for me to traverse the city, I could probably get a slice and do a dance on a street corner. But you know what? I got the news on. I see things are burning. I'm saying, you know what? I want to look at deer right now.
Yeah, no, we were gonna film in studio today in our new studio, which we will be getting in there soon. Obviously, New York City is under protest right now, and Yanni said, I don't want to drive in because what if the protests hit the roads and all that, and he's become a city kid. He's scared to come into the city. But Yanni, the truth is it's going to be cheaper for you because I know there's a lot of bridges and tunnels and tolls you have to come from the state of New Hampshire, New York. But for you, there's a deal that New York City is giving you. Every toll just for you only costs $3. So it won't cost you too much.
It's look, we scaled back on WEPA. And you guys are protesting, and we hear you. We just want you to stop now. We heard you don't have to take to the streets anymore. It's called WEPA Wednesdays. You'll get your fill on a Wednesday, but please stop looting businesses because we scaled.
Yeah, so that's what it is. Cuz, can you hear me? Because it's a little choppy.
We're trying not to. We're not going to. We are not going to bring up any politics for the first 5 minutes of this episode because we did a little research and we found out that may be hurting the algorithm. So right now we're just going to talk as if you're watching a PBS special until 5 minute kicks in. And then as soon as we hit the 5 minute mark, I'm dropping a huge F-bomb.
Yeah, I just want to say Andrew Schultz, Joe Rogan, Charlemagne the God, Lil Duval, and anybody else who their names feed the algorithm. They have a lot of followers on YouTube. Trevor Wallace, Logan Paul, because I want to just kick it into the algorithm because that's what the algorithm is listening for, those names. So that's what we're trying to do here.
Yeah, Jake Paul, New Mexico, John Jones.
Yes.
Yeah, well, we could do this every episode where we just go for trending things. COVID-19, Italy, pandemic, Sweden. Let's do it.
Yes.
Hillary forever. Damn it! I mean, Hillary Duff. Hillary Duff.
Yeah, Mike. If you could, how many minutes are we into the episode right now, Mike? Do you have any idea?
We're not that many. We're like 2. So.
Okay, when it gets to 5 minutes, can you just let us know? Can you just cut us off and say 5 minutes when we're at the 5 minute mark? Thank you. Yeah. Let me tell you something, Yanni. Oh, also, let me just tell you guys real quick. Of course, you can go to historyhyenas.com we have a lot of new merchandise out there at historyhyenas.com. We got new shirts coming out. Go peruse that website. We got great merchandise. Also, patreon.com/Bay Ridge Boys. We have WEPA Wednesdays, our morning show we're doing every Wednesday. We have No Nets that we're doing once a month. We have bonus history content. The best value on Patreon, I believe, is on our page, patreon.com/Bay Ridge Boys, to be part of the matriarchy and get behind the scenes of all the things we do here.
Yeah, absolutely. We appreciate each and every one of you and the support that you give us. And remember, always tell friends. Just tell one friend. If everyone told one friend about History Hyenas, then we would double in size tomorrow. And that is the point. Today we got some very, very, very interesting history for you. Babies, this is, I want to just let the people know this was a suggestion from Venetia. Yes. And also Venetia just wants everyone to know that she is with them, all the protesters, and whatever else. She just wants everyone to be okay, right, Venetia?
Yes.
It's interesting. Yeah, and and it's not fitting at all, but it's I guess ironic that it also is Pride Month and the world is flaming. So it's just one of those things where, sometimes I'm just kidding. That's the thing. As comedians, okay, here's the thing. Here's what I want to say. And then Mike, tell us when it's up 5 minutes. The thing is, as comedians, it's one of those things where we don't know. Sometimes it's hard because people don't want jokes. Do they want jokes? Laughter does heal, but people get upset. I'm not going to go to a protest. I have a little girl. I can't bring her with me. I don't want to get hit with tear gas if rioters, if the people from Antifa break in and start the riots and whatever they do. So I try to help in other ways, through comedy. I posted a meme yesterday that just said, hey, I'm not black, but I feel as much of your pain as I can and help you as much as I can I understand I'm not black, so I don't understand the struggle that black people go through, but I'm trying to help. But what I'm trying to think about is what I did is I posted in my swipe up stories, and I'll post the link actually in my bio. I posted a link to an alliance, the Black American, what's it called? The Black Economic Alliance, which helps get money into black communities and helps, their economy grow, because you learn, sometimes it's like racism. You can't change a racist. Their minds are not going to change, but money talks. So, getting the African-American economy better from the grassroots all the way up goes a long way. I was told by certain people. By the way, shout out Makad Brooks. He's an actor. We're going to have him on our show. Go check out @Makad Brooks on Instagram. Has a lot of sound advice for people that, just want to know what to do. Go check out Makad Brooks. And the 5 minute mark is up. So with all that being said, I just want to say, fuck yeah.
And I just want to release a statement that I am for everything good and I'm against everything bad.
That's it. Yeah.
Whatever is good, I'm for it. Whatever is bad, I'm against it. And you can take that and print it.
Just take it and print it. And it's like at this point, I don't understand. It's like anybody that comes in contact with you, just treat them with love, kindness, and respect. The fact that we're going to get to the Tulsa Race Massacre in a second, and it all ties into this, but the fact that, you still want to hate someone or think that you're superior to them because of the color of your skin, you're just so stupid at this point. I don't even know why we even talk about it anymore. I understand why we talk about it, but I'm saying for the racists out there, it's like, guy, what do you want? I posted a thing yesterday, trying to just be as helpful as I can, and people were calling me a sellout. It's like, a sellout? What are you talking about? A sellout because I don't want racism and I don't want violence, but people are so conditioned to think this way, especially on social media. And I wonder, now it's like anybody that has anything negative to say about a peaceful social media post, I genuinely believe they're Russian bots, and I don't even let it get to me at all anymore. I just say, this is the Russian government. This is actually Vladimir Putin responding to it, because I think most people now are like, yeah, we just want there to be the peace to be restored and the divide to start to wane. So, but it's just what it is. It's tough. It's tough even talking about it, because you divide, no matter what you say, you're dividing people. But I'm at the point now where it's like, listen, baby, if you want to be a racist and a fucking idiot, I don't want you as my fan anyway. Okay. Give me the gays, give me the blacks. That's who I want. And really, really good white people that just understand what the hell's going on. And of course the Asians, because make no mistake, they are winning this whole thing. I want the Asians. They're in the billions. Give me any type of Asian. I want you at my shows.
Yeah. Listen, yeah, there's a lot of bad stuff going on, but listen, I don't want you as a fan, but, if Patreon is another thing, if you got $5 or $10, just anonymously go join up and you can watch us from afar. I don't care what your opinions are. That's your business. I can't change you. You got to change yourself. Yeah, I mean, look, this is people have had it. They've kind of had it, and these are problems that go back to slavery and Jim Crow, and they're still in the consciousness of the country. And it's not far-fetched to think, and you have to believe that if all the problems in the black community stem from slavery and Jim Crow, which they obviously do, then of course law enforcement's dealings with that community stem from racism, from slavery and Jim Crow. So all those things have to be, I think the first step is admitting it. There's so much denial about it. Like, trying to view these things outside of historical context and in a vacuum, but nothing's in a vacuum. Nothing's outside of historical context, and everything comes from somewhere. And so I think the first big step is for people who don't admit it to admit it. And I think that's what this particular police brutality incident really showed, because there's been so many horrible ones and they're all bad, but this one was like watching a slow snuff film.
It's brutal.
What you see there is a person not respecting the humanity of the suspect at that time. If you're a cop, that was obviously what he was ignoring. I mean, if you have your knee on someone's neck for 9 minutes and they're saying, I can't breathe, and they're crying for help, and you don't render help to them, which is actually the law. So you were also breaking the law, but what you're supposed to do. But it shows that you didn't see that person as human. And I think that stems from the history of this country. And people got to admit it. We got to admit it first to get over it. You got to admit it.
Yeah, and it's the history of our country, but it's also beyond. That's why I would encourage people to go to that guy, our friend of the show, Makad Brooks' page, because he had an interesting thing yesterday about black and white and how that all started in Portugal. And it was a way to kind of, the black people are lower class and black is associated with, death and ominous behavior, and white people are higher, closer to the sun. The white is good, black is bad, all that stuff. So there's of course the big issues in our country are absolutely, but it's like even deeper than that. It's like this fundamental human issue. And and also, like with the hashtags, it's like, if you put Black Lives Matter or All Lives Matter, it's like, I totally understand Black Lives Matter. Of course, when people say, oh, all lives matter too, it's like, yeah, of course, that's understood that all lives matter. It's of course, but black people are being killed and persecuted disproportionately to other races. So it's like, I don't understand how people don't understand that. So now it's like, if you're going to make a post, just say what you have to say and forget about the hashtag. Forget about even just lead with peace, be friendly with your president, lead with peace, lead with love. And I think that's all you can do, because all people want to do, they're waiting for you to use the wrong hashtag or use the wrong word or say the wrong thing. And they're coming from a place of anger and fear. We just got to come from a place of love. I mean, because it's Pride Month, we got to come from places of love. We got to stay gay. If the only way to beat this is we have to stay gay, and June is the month to be as gay as you fucking want. And I'm just happy to be gay this month, because I think the gays can heal it. So what do you say about that, Yanni? Do you want to just get together and suck some cock with me?
I don't want to do that, but I appreciate the feeling behind it. I think it's a good feeling. I think if you want to come out and be you, it's a good time to come out and be you, because it's June. And also there's so many other news stories going on that you coming out will be totally overlooked. Like the fact that I'm pretty sure Floyd Mayweather killed this baby's mama.
That's another thing that,
So this is a good time if you want to come out and you don't want a lot of attention. Your dad won't even hear about it because there's riots in the streets.
Yeah, and my dad's taking the bus with the mask on his chin, and he just picked up a new habit, smoking cigars. So it's just wild party rubbing your fucking Franks and beats. But here we go. Go ahead.
Yeah, here's the thing that the story we're going to talk about today is very interesting, because you always hear this conservative perspective that I think takes the black story out of context and says, hey, just be industrious, do for yourself, that was so long ago, blah, 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 blah. And it's sort of like a utopian fantasy, because here is an example from history, like Chris said, that's often forgotten, where a black community built itself, a black community thrived more than the white neighbors in that area, and then was set on fire by those white people because, as we said, it is part of this public consciousness in America to view blacks as sort of subhuman. So they got jealous and said, hey, I see these blacks doing better than me. Can't have that. Let's burn it down. This is a wild, 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 wild story.
Wild story. So we're going to take you guys back to Tulsa, Oklahoma, May 31st, 1921. Tulsa, Oklahoma at the time was known as, the streets there were known as the Black Wall Street, because you had, as Yannis said, what happened was in 1915, you had this huge oil boom that hit Tulsa, and blacks and whites came because the oil was the big thing back then. All the money was there, great for the economy, and the black community really pushed ahead, and they established what was known nationally as the Black Wall Street. And you had one of the best socioeconomic classes of black people in Tulsa, Oklahoma at that time. And of course, that was pissing off white people. You have to understand what was going on back then. So, World War I had just ended. African-American soldiers had fought and died in World War I. They felt a great sense of confidence, a patriotism. They had fought for their country, won World War I, had come back. We're doing so well in cities like Tulsa with the economy the way it was. And that really made white men fearful, right? Because that's what racism is. It's a lot of insecurity. It's like, hey, you don't look like me, you don't sound like me, so I'm scared of you. It's insecure. If you're a racist, you're also a $3 bill. That's the thing. It's like they're one and the same. It's like you're the biggest pussy I've ever met if you're scared of someone and you take it out as hate for somebody who's got a different color skin tone than you. So that's what was happening. Is you had this Bolshevik revolution was happening. You had the soldiers coming back from World War I, very confident, black soldiers, very confident, good thing. And you had this ticking time bomb, this powder keg that was about to explode. And Bubba's on May 31st, 1921, it exploded in an elevator. It
did. It was what you call a scapegoat cause.
Yes.
It's a match that lights the fuse. Let's take you all the way back to what we're talking about. The area in Oklahoma we're talking about was named Greenwood, and it was named by one of the most prominent African Americans there, and it was developed on what was previously Indian territory. So right. The area, which was vast, was you had Native Americans that were there, and then the Native Americans were forced to relocate. And this is in eastern Oklahoma. So a lot of this is wild to know, but a lot of the African Americans who were there were the former slaves of those tribes.
Yes.
Wild. So this is where we get into those gray zones that we always talk about on the History Hyenas, because, baby, we are a gray zone show. And so, but as a result of this, a lot of these blacks who were former slaves of the tribes that occupied those areas were granted land through what was known as the Dawes Act, which was a U.S. law that gave land to Native Americans through trying to give them their reservations and stuff like that. So the blacks also received this land because they were slaves of the Native Americans, and they took off from there.
Yes. So in 1921, May 31st, you had a 17-year-old white girl named Sarah Page, who was an elevator operator in this building. Her job was to get through business school. She would, operate the elevators, like old school. And then you had a 19-year-old black kid named Dick Rowland. His name, and he was a shoe shiner, and his name was Diamond Dick. That was his nickname, which is just a great nickname. It's like, I don't know how you get mad at a kid named Diamond Dick, but Diamond Dick Rowland. They both get in the elevator on this day, and what happens is there's a scream. The girl screams. Dick Rowland runs out of the elevator. The girl is saying, the girl initially is just said, he touched my arm. That's what she says. The newspaper at the time, this media, the media and the lying and the things that people get upset about, it ain't nothing new, babe. It didn't start with CNN and Fox News and MSNBC. It's like, it's a 24-hour news station, but the media has been lying for a long, long time, or some members of the media have been lying for a long, long time. So it's sensational newspaper said that she was raped. They said that Dick Rowland raped Sarah Page, which was never...
She was the first Karen.
She was the first Karen. And it was never, ever, ever proven. As a matter of fact, as the story rolls on, and we'll get to the specifics of it, Sarah Page never even pressed charges. Sarah Page didn't want anything else to happen. Sarah Page recanted and said, no, you're like persecuting this guy. This is not what happened. But by that time, by the time the Tulsa newspaper had printed the story of pretty much black man rapes white woman, the KKK and white protesters of Tulsa armed themselves and stood outside the prison where Dick Rowland was eventually in on the top floor. And the white protesters showed up to do something obviously horrible to Dick Rowland, but the black men of the community came to defend him. So it was this ticking time bomb that started to explode because of, bullshit lies by the media.
Yeah, there's two versions. He claims that she tripped and he grabbed her arm and helped her, and that's why she screamed. And then somebody else told the story that he ran out, she was raped or whatever. I thought it was wild that she was an elevator operator. I can't believe I've never seen a woman. Have you ever gotten into an elevator and saw a woman elevator operator?
Never. It's always an old, smelly white guy. It's always a guy who I think when I get into the elevator is a ghost. It always looks like a guy that died 30 years ago operating that elevator. And by the way, the name of that newspaper was the Tulsa Tribune. The Tulsa Tribune, it was escaping me, but it's the TT, the Tulsa Tribune. They were known for sensationalism and racism. So the Tulsa Tribune, a.k.a. CNN.
No. When's the last time you saw an elevator operator?
I actually haven't in a while. I haven't seen anybody seen an elevator operator recently?
Because it probably literally was a ghost if it was still there.
Yeah. I saw one. They used to be around a lot. Like, you used to go into those fancy buildings. They would have them. The doormen used to do it. And then recently, Tim Dillon stayed at one of those fancy hotels, and they still had those elevator guys. Yeah, and they still have those old-fashioned elevators, which are cool. But yeah, I mean, it's a job where you're going like, this job's not going to last very long, because it's basically a guy he closes the door for you, and then he presses the button. They were kind of like guys who used to pump your glass. I guess in Jersey, they may still have them, but like, it's a job you can do yourself, and pretty soon robots are just going to do it for you.
They're going to do it for you. And if you think in this post-pandemic world, I'm going to touch a yucky, ooey elevator button, you got another thing coming, it's not going to happen.
Yeah, but I was thinking, like, they put her in there as she was the elevator operator. He was a 19-year-old shoe shiner taking the elevator. Do you think she was planted in there? I mean, I've never seen a women didn't used to work back there in Oklahoma.
Yeah. That's a good point. They
planted her in there to plant that story to start the riot.
Prove to me right now that girl wasn't planted by Russians. Prove to me if the Russians didn't put her in there to cause this fucking riot. Prove to me. You can't.
Now you're thinking. Now you're connecting the dots. Because what I see is George Soros putting her there, right? And then Bill Gates probably vaccinated that kid in Africa back then. As we know, Bill Gates he had his head frozen a long time ago. That kid's 300 years old. He's a vampire. So he vaccinated that kid, but as a repayment for that, him allowing that kid to be his guinea pig, he said, "This is what you got to do for me in Tulsa, Oklahoma. We're funded by George Soros." And then the Russians were like, "We'll make it happen."
Yeah, it's fucking bullshit. It's bullshit. But listen, back in Tulsa, what happened was on that night, the large gathering of angry whites outside the courthouse where Rowland was being held. They wanted him to be lynched, which is fucking wild. And then for the policemen, the police officers were protecting. Actually, back then it's just policemen. There were no women police officers back then. Now it's police people, police officers. But back then it was just policemen. It's just, I'm sorry, it's just what it is. There's fucking sexism in this country too. It's for another day. But the policemen at that point protected Rowland, and that made the white mob furious. I mean, Bubbas, it's like, what do you want the cops to do? They're protecting this guy, and then it's pissing the whites off. I mean, how fucking Franks and beans backwards is our country?
Yeah, also there was a lot of armed black citizens of Greenwood who came there because they suspected there was going to be trouble, so they were trying to protect him as well. So,
and they had showed up. And they also showed up because there was all rumors. That's the thing. A lot of this stuff, the facts got lost somewhere, and then it was rumors and rumors and rumors, which eventually caused the massacre. But the black men who had showed up had thought that he had already been lynched, that Dick Rowland had already been lynched. So that's why they showed up with weapons, and that wasn't true. So it's just all lies coming at you from all different angles. I mean, it's Chrissy White lies.
Yeah, I mean, this incident, who knows what happened? Obviously nothing bad. They were in the elevator together for a couple seconds. I think it was probably he was framed, but
of course he was framed. Or maybe, who knows, man? Maybe he ripped a fart. I mean, it wasn't a rape. I know that.
It wasn't a rape. It could have been a fart, and she screamed because the kid could have had fumes. He could have thought it was going to be silent, but it creeped out and went bam, bam, bam. It could have just went bam, 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 and she could have just scared. Yeah.
His nickname was Diamond Dick. I mean, he could have had a diamond dick and pulled it out, and then I mean, I would scream too. I would take a little rub on it. I would, I'd throw it around on my lips a little bit, but I would scream.
Yeah, I think it was probably she tripped, and this was the first Karen in recorded history
yes.
that really got a lot of attention. And she screamed just like that girl in Central Park who said, "There's an African American threatening my life." It's the same thing. And the kid's just like, "I tried to help you." And the next thing you know, Greenwood goes up in flames.
Yeah, how the really what and like the main incident. There's always something that really ignites it. Is a white man tried to disarm a black man who was actually a veteran of World War I. So a black soldier who had just 2 years previously been fighting for the U.S., tried to disarm him, and a shot was fired. Now, people don't know, was it an accident? Was it not? You'll never really know the story, but that is what eventually caused the chaos to start and the riots to begin.
And that's when the violence started, and it's reported that, I think at that day, there was 22 white guys that were killed, 10 black guys. But overall,
shots were fired and 12 people were killed. They say officially 10 white, 2 black, which survey says that's a lie.
Yeah, it's probably a lie. It ends up, I think historians say probably about 300 people died. But more importantly, the whole community was laid out. They even had private planes, some white rich people with private planes with bombs on them.
No, they weren't. Actually, what's even crazier is, yes, they were private, but they were World War I planes. So World War I planes that had been decommissioned, that were sitting in Oklahoma, they started dropping bombs on the city of Tulsa, because of these riots. So what happened was the news of these deaths spread. They thought 10 white men, 2 black people. Again, that fucking Tulsa Tribune bullshit racist sensationalist paper says 10 whites died, 2 blacks, so that further pisses them off. As Yanni mentioned, they get into these former WW1 planes, and then the white mob began setting fires around 1 a.m., mainly in the businesses on commercial Archer Street. Now, Archer Street was one of the main arteries in the Black Wall Street area, and that's the one that they started setting on fire of the Greenwood District. And when the Tulsa Fire Department showed up, the white mob beat them back, and they wouldn't let the boys put out the fire. They would not let the Tulsa fucking firefighters put out the fire. But I know my firefighter friends that listen to the show would have said, "Fuck you! If there's a fire, we throw water on that fire."
Yeah, I mean, at the courthouse. It was only 75 armed blacks, and there was 1,500 whites. So that's what started. That's where it popped off, and then all of Greenwood was basically burned to the ground. And everything was destroyed, and this great oasis of black achievement. It was a self-sufficient town. I mean, Greenwood, there was an old saying in Greenwood, they said that money transferred 13 times between people's hands in Greenwood before it left the community. So there were people who lived there who worked in other places, worked outside, but it was said that they brought the money into Greenwood and spent it in Greenwood for other black-owned businesses. And it was sort of, like I said at the beginning, it was sort of an example of this conservative ideal, hey, be self-industrious, make it yourself. This is what this country's about. And here you go. The blacks fucking did that. They did that. They created that. They did it that way. And the whole thing was burned to the ground due to white insecurity and jealousy. So what do you want us to do, guy?
Yeah, well, I mean, what do you want? And it's don't forget, this is 1921. I mean, slavery there were people still alive who were actually born slaves, who could have been living in the Tulsa area, and now you took it all away from them and blame them for things. And it's what do you think is eventually going to happen? I mean, the equivalent of $32.5 million worth of damage in 2019, standards. So the equivalent of that. All the newspapers, the newspapers were lying about the numbers. You had the Los Angeles Express said 175 killed. That's a lie. New York Times said 77 people killed. That's a lie. They said only 60 black people were killed. Then they dropped it down to 33. But the truth is, as Yannis said, 300 black people were killed. And the kicker of this all is, at the end of the day, there were no convictions. Out of all 300 blacks died, killed by many whites, the only person who was ever convicted, and they didn't even serve jail time, was the police chief at that time, John Guftoson. He was the police chief, and he was only fired. So he wasn't, put in jail. He was just fired, and that's about it. And then the cover-up began. Tulsa the media started to, suppress it. In Oklahoma, it wasn't even taught in schools. Most people have never even heard about this Tulsa Massacre until very recently, because it's been on the shows The Watchmen, and people, it was the 99-year anniversary. So it's good that this is coming to light, because it just shows like this is nothing new. What's going on now today in these riots, it is absolutely nothing new. All right, History Hyenas brought to you by Manscaped. Who is the best in men's below-the-belt grooming? Manscaped, baby. You know why? Because they offer precision-engineered tools for your family jewels. Nice rhyme. They obsess over their technology developments to provide you the best tools for your grooming experience. Yanni, baby, you're using this thing on your balls left and right, no?
I use it. I've been a Manscaped user for a long time. They sent me the first one, and I'm hooked ever since. Here's the deal. If you're a woman, I'm not even joking. If you're a woman, you got your female products. That's what you got. You got whatever you need, whatever estrogen, femininity stuff you need. I don't know because I'm not a girl. But we constantly need to mow the lawn because it makes your piece look bigger, and it takes away the fumes. You got to mow down your lawn.
I have a lawnmower 3.0. You have a lawnmower 3.0. Mikey has a lawnmower 3.0. And even Debo, I gave Debo a lawnmower 3.0. And everybody's got their balls nice, freshly trimmed. They look good. I mean, I used to cut myself, shaving my junk so much, and I've never even cut a wart off when I'm using the lawnmower 3.0.
Dude, I got all my Manscaped products in that travel bag that they send you, that toiletries travel bag.
Yeah.
And when I get fumed up and I get woofing, I just unzip, go into the bathroom, and it's like I take my dick to the spa, and because they got all the elements of a spa treatment for your dick in there, and I just go to work, babe, until my peenie looks nice and shiny and clean and no fumes.
No fumes. So manscaped.com, manscaped.com. You're going to get 20% off plus free shipping at manscaped.com. 20% off plus free shipping with the code HYENAS, HYENAS. So 20% off, HYENAS, to get 20% off your lawnmower and any other type of Manscaped product, manscaped.com.
Yeah, and listen, I'm not just saying this because they're the sponsor of our podcast. I am not only a fan, I am a client. So guys who listen to our podcast, go and get yourself some Manscaped products. Go get yourself the Lawnmower 3.0 and trim down your pubes to make sure your dick looks No, it's history repeating itself. And that's why it's important, like we said at the beginning, to consider this historical context, because nothing falls from the sky. The apple doesn't fall far from the tree. I mean, these things, they're the product of historical force, and history repeats itself until you solve the problem. And I think that problem goes down to, in the public consciousness, black people, they're dehumanized, and that's the problem. And that's what happened here. They looked at this community and said, how can these inferior people have more than us? Because it was poor whites that neighbored this area who said, why are these poor blacks having more than me? They're inferior. We can't see that. Let's burn it down. And it was people like, it's important. Let's just focus on this is a very unique thing here. This community called Greenwood, which was named by a guy, and his name was O.W. Gurley. Now these people, they need to be celebrated in history. And
because that's what I'm going to start calling you, Y.P. Gurley.
Y.P. Gurley, O.W. Gurley, and he said, and now we know it as FUBU, but he said, built for black people by black people. So he was one of the first big black businessmen.
Yeah, now it's fucking Damon. Now it's from Shark Tank. Now it's that guy Damon from Shark Tank is the new Gurley.
He's the new O.W. Gurley.
Yeah.
And he started with a boarding house for African Americans, and the word began to spread that there was opportunity for blacks. It was sort of like Israel for blacks, because you had all these former sharecroppers, you had these, sons of slaves, whatever, and they heard about this place in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and they migrated to there, and they started working there, and all these businesses started flourishing. But really, you could say maybe the father of Greenwood is this guy O.W. Gurley.
Yes, O.W. Gurley, and the black community, from what some accounts say, is that it wasn't a lot of their, of course, racism, of course, as you can see what happened. But a lot of the white people, were trying to work hand in hand with the black community and build this thing together. And it only takes, as you see the thing, it goes both ways. It only takes a few bad apples, like a few, in this case, few bad white people, to cause this real big problem and cause years and years and years of problems. But then on the flip side, only a couple of white people to step up makes a real change, because one of the unsung heroes of this whole thing, and this is from, his black counterpart saying this, is a man by the name of Maurice Willows. So what happened was the mayor of Tulsa, his name was T.D. Evans, a white guy. He saw what was happening, the riots, the white mob started to gather black people and put them in internment camps inside baseball fields. Like, Evans had lost control, so he made a plea to the Red Cross, and he called the Red Cross. And at the time, this man, Maurice Willows, who was the director of relief for the Red Cross at that time, read the letter and said, I have to go help. And it was an unprecedented move, because at that time, the Red Cross had never intervened in anything other than a natural disaster. But T.D. Evans and Maurice Willows pleaded to the president, and they got the Red Cross there, and it was the first time ever the Red Cross has shown up for a non-natural disaster, and they set up shop there, and they built hospitals, and they helped the black community get back on their feet. The Red Cross stayed here for over 7 months, set up hospitals for the people who were dying in the internment camps and the baseball fields, and really made a big difference. And throughout the process, Maurice Willows and T.D. Evans both said T.D. Evans never got reelected. Maurice Willows lost his job soon after that. They both found that their white friends were mad at them and calling them sellouts and all this stuff. And it's like, you got to just put the earmuffs on and say, babe, I was born. I don't even like saying white and black anymore. Let's go light and dark, baby. We're just light roast and dark roast, but we all bleed red. We all fucking bleed red, white, and blue. I don't care what country you're from. You got red, white, and blue coming through your veins because Jesus Christ was an American who said that. And that's how I'm seeing it now, babe. I mean, fuck everybody else. If it's like kind of getting to the point where it's like, Bubba's, if you still have racism and hate in your heart, I just got no time for you. Shut up and take your shirt off.
Yeah, and if you do have racism in your heart, that's your business, but you got to respect the rule of law, and you can't interfere with people's pursuit of happiness.
Yes.
I can't tell you what to think. That's your business. You're free to be as stupid and fucking ignorant as you want. That's only going to limit your life experience. But the thing is here, you cannot not obey the rule of law. The rule of law has to be upheld for all people, and it has to be distributed evenly and equitably. And that's what we're seeing now, is it's still not. That's the problem. Because if that was a white guy, he would have listened to that guy's cries and took his knee off his fucking neck. And it's
absolutely.
This is what I think. You just got to leave can you leave black people alone? They want to be left alone. Just leave them alone. Just let them do it. Every time they try to do it, and this is why this is such a great story, they built their own fucking community. It was done, they had their own banks. They were giving out loans for other businesses. They were helping each other. They were, the commerce was flowing back and forth. They did it in Harlem during segregation. And then fucking Whitey comes along and is jealous and fucks it up. Just all they want to do is be left alone. They want to be left alone by the cops. They want to be left alone by the fucking jealous white people. They just want to be fucking left alone. That's all they're asking for.
That's all they're asking for, and it's time that we start doing it. But, Bebis, look, I know that, we're right in the middle of riots and protests in this country. Bubs, if you guys are going to go out and protest, just please don't break anything. I mean, just be peaceful, because people are like, well, we got to light it on fire for them to hear us. And it's like, baby, a lot of these businesses, especially now, because we have had, I know nothing's perfect, it's not even close, but because we have had so much economic advancement by the black community, a lot of these places that you're burning down affects the black community even more than the previous issues did. So it's like, Bubba's, think, protest peacefully. I like that the cops now, some of the police officers now are starting to march with them and starting to kneel with them. Those are good signs. I've never really seen that before, so that's good. Hopefully the tide turns towards it. And babe, I would go protest because I got a lot of anxiety with loud noises. I can't be around people. I get very nervous. I don't want to get the corona. And the baby is just fucking wild. I mean, she bit me the other day, so I can't have the baby out there biting people. But I am trying to help by donating to the Black Economic Alliance, and I think you should too, because, baby, make no mistake, we might have some people that want to drop off this podcast and get mad because we've taken a side. So please donate to the Black Economic Alliance, because we need people to buy tickets to our shows.
Nobody's gonna drop out. Everyone is united on what happened. And
No. I'm saying. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, and this is a very interesting story from history. And here's the deal, guys. This is the reason why you love the History Hyenas is we're individuals, babe. We don't take sides, okay? We tell it as it is. And here's the deal. If you're a freedom-loving kid, you can't just be for the people who agree with you. That's not the definition of freedom. That's actually fascism. If you only protect the people who say the things you want to hear or live the way you want to live or have the same culture and values you have, that's not freedom. That's not what makes the great experiment of America the great experiment of America. Freedom is saying, hey, this guy's free to do something different than I do. And that's what freedom is. I do this, you do that, and we both coexist, babe. So it's like everyone's got to step it up and leave everybody alone. And during Pride Month, you just got to fucking put on your little booty shorts, walk down the street, and if you're not gay, get the gay out so you can go about your day and just start your day with a big old yes! Start your day with a big old yes. You're not going to have hate in your heart. You're not going to have hate in your heart because you don't have that guilt in you. You don't have those thoughts in you. You're going out there and you're working it, girl, and you're saying you're having your morning breakfast, and then you're going, yes! And then you're going to be a peaceful kid.
That's it. So if you're going to go out and protest today, it's Pride Month. Make sure you repeat this mantra. Start your day gay. And then you're going to have a nice, peaceful, beautiful protest. And what you want, the agenda you want to be pushed forward, has a higher chance of being pushed forward if you start the day gay. Happy Pride Month. Yeah.
Yeah. So that
I love
episode. Go Google more about Black Wall Street, about Greenwood on Greenwood Avenue in Tulsa. It's actually still there. The NAACP, whatever, they tried to rebuild it, but by that point, too much had been destroyed, and it never regained the glory that it has. But you can actually go visit it, read all the history about it. It should be more known about because it is a fascinating story in history that shows that even when black people try to do their own fucking thing and they succeed, fucking crackheads come and fuck it up.
Fuck it up. Listen. That's why we do it here on the History Hyenas. Please tell your friends about this. Go to historyhyenas.com, patreon.com/Bay Ridge Boys. Tell all your friends about that. As always, when you join up for our Patreon, we read your name on an episode, and we encourage you guys to make a fun name because we go wild and we pick a PPW, a pseudo-penis of the week, and we give them the title. So, Bubbas, are you ready to see who the new members of the matriarchy are? I'm excited.
Bubba's, we went appropriately a little deep this week. We picked a really good, relevant story to the current times. I'm ready to let my hair down and just have some fun with some of these names.
Yeah, because you know what? It's deep. It's, we know there's a lot of people that are hurt, rightfully so. There's a lot of emotions high. We hope that you just enjoyed a little history and had fun. You just kicked your heels up and you just kind of let loose with us. That's what we're here for, Bubbas. We can't solve the world's problems, but we're just trying to be here and have a good time. As our first Patreon member, he picked their name. Let's start it off with a good one. Chrissy cracked my dirty toot poop shoot like I'm Eligabilis on the $3 bill. So there you go. We're going to start off. Yeah. Go check out our episode. Go check out our episode from last week or 2 weeks ago. Roman emperors are the most wild Roman emperor you've never heard of. It's about Eligabilis, and he was fucking nuts, babe.
Yeah, okay. Normally I would penalize the poop shoot, but the inventiveness of that catapults that onto the list.
Yeah, catapults onto the list. Okay, Evan Powers, Louis G. Then we got Jared, make no mistake, I'm Italian, but I get mistaken as a Jew at the Mexican grocery store, Thomas.
Good NIT tournament Drexler.
Then we got James Clark, Danny Segura. Then we got Zach the German, okay, I'm not going to say that word, Zach the German, quick to kiss the tip and suck the drip from Chrissy's love stick, Zeppernick.
I mean, what part are we missing? Just so
we're just it's a racial slur.
It's one that I can say that he can't say.
So why don't you want to read it? You want to read it, Mike?
Zach the German spit, quick to kiss the tip and suck the drip from Chrissy's love stick, Zeppernick.
Yeah, I mean, for funny points, it doesn't make it on the Drexel list, but the inventiveness of it gives it a little bit. But we just can't condone that.
Okay, here we go. Then we got Tony, tuck me back and pass me to the boys at ladder 14, Wachowski. Then we got, this one could be a banger. This one might be a chicken finger, Yanni. You ready for this one?
Yeah.
Pseudo penis of the squeak.
Right call on that. That's what you call a chicken finger. Simple but delicious. On to the list.
There we go. Then we got Raul, Ready, Anna Ready. Then we got Brian, Earl Hart. Then we got Matic, a Slovenian kid with a squeak-sized piece whose father glued down Melania Trump 2020.
That's a Drexler.
Okay. Then we got Louis the Fat Wog from Down Under, tongue punch my fart box till I chunder, Pugliese.
Yeah, I'm just saying the fart boxes and the skin flutes are going to be penalized.
Yeah, but I like them, though.
They're good, but I mean, at this point, we got to get away from them.
Yeah, it's like a joke. It's like when a comedian does a joke about traffic. You got to have a banger fucking joke about traffic or Asian drivers or some stereotype like that for it to be really, really good because they've just been done so much. But if you could come with a fucking absolute banger, by all means.
If you're going to come, you got to come like Ella Gabalis did. I mean, that kid, he brought the skin flute or the poop shoot into it. But yeah. I mean, the kid crushed it.
He crushed it. Okay, so then we got Smokey McCock, Kevin Harris. Then we got Big Dan.
Hold on, I'm just going to throw that on the direction list because it made me Smokey McCock just made me laugh. So he's going to yeah.
Then we got Kevin Harris, Big Dan Soderson, Mitchell Yake. Yeah.
Yeah, that got Mikey. So that goes as a Drexler.
That's nice. That's a mix of Big J. Okerson and Dan Soder. Go check out their show, The Bonfire. Then we got Mitchell Yake. Then we got River Coolers here. Tried to become a sponsor, but you won't take my money, so here's $5 a month. Well, thank you. You could have bumped it up to 10, you fuck. Then we got Malik Shaw, Mike Vito, BL, Niall Madley. Then we got Nathan pumping Chrissy D full of Franks and beans from a Fumati Peen while Yanni P climbs ladder 14, Poppy Trump for 2020.
I mean, it's a beauty. It's a beauty. It's going on the Drexler. For the poetry, I give it a 10.
Wow, fucking Yanni's tough. He's becoming a tough critic. He's becoming his wife.
Well, here's the thing. I mean, everyone brings so much heat that, right. They have set the standard. It's not me. Is. I mean, that's what a Drexler is. I mean, in ordinary times, that might win it, but I mean, everyone's bringing so much fucking heat.
No, I agree. Okay, then we got Sam Callahan, Dan. Then we got the Seance. Then we got Patty Ropes. I dropped the soaps. Chase Briganze, Amanda Virtuoso, Chris Ayo, Justin, Michael Shannon. Then we got Soder with that big boner, the cure for corona.
It's like the third big dick Soder one we've had.
Yeah, it's great.
I like it. It's a Drex.
It's great.
Okay, then we got Travis J. Grennan, Colin Litke. Then we got Eva the Diva, cackles like a hyena. Then we got, make no mistake, you better get Rogan that water now. Yeah. Then we got Franco, Rachel Dominguez, Brad Seltz, Jordan Mofat. Then we got Joshy, make no mistake, Yanni can poke my boy Ponani with his salami tamera. He called it his boy. I mean, boy Ponani is funny.
Yeah, he's going on the list with his salami. I mean, the kid's going on the list with his salami. Yeah.
Okay, then we got Bill looking for a Zumba Woomba situation to give Chrissy Corona a 9-month break. Baron. Disrespectful, but funny.
Yeah, it's funny. It's going on the list for the humor.
Then we got Mark Schoenfeld, Pat Walton. Then we got Brian, Father Bill's piece in a mozzarella stick in my ass is marinara sauce, Espinosa.
That's the type of thing I'm talking about. I mean, I want to give the other guy some love, but I mean, when you come with that kind of inventiveness, throw him on the list and make no mistake, he's in the league, and I'm calling it now. He's not going to get beat.
He's not going to get beat. Then we got Spencer. It's not gay unless you come and I can't because I keep looking at the wart on Chrissy's bum, Raymond.
Good one. Yeah.
How do you know I have a wart on my ass? Then we get old McDonald, Seth Barnes. Then we got Maddie from Boston. I root for the Sox and I don't like Hawks, but make no mistake, I would still munch Chrissy's man box. So he must have went up in money. He must have changed his tier.
Yeah, I remember him.
Right? Mikey, did he change his tier? Is that what it is?
We might have sent him from something else, or he left and came back.
Okay. Yeah, a lot of there's a lot of slippery fucks that do that too. We notice at the end of the month and the first of the month, the numbers start to go down because you slippery fucks try to rejoin. But we get your fucking money anyway, you fuckers.
But some of these guys, we read their names on other things, like messages they sent us before we get their name on this too. So
got it. Then we got Saeed Barhush, Marco Maravilla. Then we got the Medulla Oblongabla. It's funny. Then we got Guy, screwed in Jew, married to a sauce monkey, send help.
That's a Drexler.
That's a Drexler. Then we got my mom is a German, my dad is a bean. Make no mistake, I'm in between Ron Paul 2012.
That goes on the list. Yeah,
that's on the list. There we go. Yeah. Then we got Larry Morgan. Then we got Chrissy D and the Giant Peach Mommy. That's old school. That's a shout out to our fan Peach Mommy. Shout out. Then we got Leonard Vincenzi. Then we got She Tastes Like Texas. Ryan Engroff, Casey Tomlinson. Then we got Casey, I DoorDash back soup to put in my Republican friend's water supply. Hillary, no fumes, 2020. Then we got Scruden, Dominican Jew, straight to the Banco Popular, dame tu dinero. I like it.
Drexler, yeah, nice chicken figure for a Drex.
Then we got Caitlin Isham, Thomas Lauria, Jonathan Will, Tyler Schmidt. Then we got Jill here for the content, Holly McTurk. Then we got Gary, almost had a three-way. All I needed was two more people. Gebia. Okay, got it. Nice, funny.
I mean, it's funny. I mean, I think he suffered from a read. I'm going to throw him on the Drexler just out of respect.
Then we got Sandal Monkeys are hunkies, but Chrissy D is the real QT. Like it. Sandal Monkeys is funny.
Yeah, that's a goodie. That's a goodie.
Then we got, Then we got B. Then we got Mikey Two-Tone, Slanted Bone, I Caron, Guyano. If it makes Mike laugh, it goes on the list, yeah.
Yeah, it goes on the list, yeah.
Then we got John Amir, Nick Killian, Mitchell Tangredi. Then we got Is What It Is, Joe Raymond, Brian Santalan, Samuel Massinelli. Then we got Dom, shot out of a Republican hole, hashtag Trump 2020, Mizeo. Colleen Curtis, Joseph Batak, Tommy Williams. Then I sat on Father Bill's thumb till my bum went numb and got a face full of cum-cum. Yeah, Father Bill is getting close also to, you better be good with Father Bill.
Yeah, I mean, those were two good ones, though.
They were.
He's going, this is the definition of a Drexler, if you didn't know. He's going into the Drexler list because the other guy with the marinara sauce is tough to beat.
Yeah, he's just tough to beat. So, the marinara sauce guy is Jordan, and unfortunately this guy's Drexler.
Yeah.
Then we got Stephanie Lopez. Then we got Rob, the blonde-haired, blue-eyed Italian, because my grandmother don't like eggplant ladder 14. Okay, I didn't realize that was going to get racist, so we don't condone that. Then we got Didi Cutie with a Didi Cutie with a Teletubby booty, a.k.a. the last black tooth Schultz cleaned out. Wow.
Oh! Right onto the list. Hilarious.
Then we got Caitlin M. Zylaziski. Kelsey Ann. Then we got Barry P. with the hairy knee, bends his knee for nobody. Okay, well, I get it. But, bend the knee, that's another thing to talk about is the knees bending versus not. I mean, do what you want to do, but, come on, let's just be in solidarity with each other as human beings. Then we got, if that cute Greek Yanni thinks he can lay on his tummy, he's got another thing coming because my hands are soaked in cold-pressed olive oil and ready to go down.
I mean, it's just so funny. It's got to go on the list. It's a little long-winded, but I'm throwing them on the list for the creativity. Yeah.
Then we got Eric SLOKS, but the way these hyenas put the Bay in Bay Ridge, call me Erica, except if you see me at a rally, Trump 2020, that's it. There we go.
Drexler, yeah.
Then we got fumes over Zoom. Then we got Phyllis Brown, Leroy Penis. Cutie with a smoothie, no longer a prostitute. Then we got Rafi, need to see my giant head on screen while stroking my uncircumcised peen, if you know what I mean, Gonzalez.
That's a good one. It's a good one.
Then we got let's skip this one, okay, cuz? Then we got the anteater tit throws a fit when Chrissy plays with his clit. Nice.
Onto the list.
Then we got Toot from Baltimore with Old Bay fumes. Then we got Dreidel. I made it out of clay, and when it's dry and ready, I put it in my ass and call me gay.
Throw him on the list. Throw him on the fucking list.
Then we got Johnny, I only eat fume Panani B. Then we got Carson Ogle. Then we got Mistress, make me a sandwich. Then we got Fet 1DK 1D. Yeah. It's funny.
Yeah.
Then we got Mikey Francesi. Then we got Alan, I drive my car to a wet market before I let my Eastern Hemi girl park it. Colburn. Okay. Okay.
He makes the list. That's the type of creativity we reward.
Yeah, that's a good Asian driving joke. There you go. Yeah. Then we got just here for the content, James Hogan, Rob. Then we got Yanni, pull up the sheet so Chrissy can sniff my feet.
Throw him on the list. He's asking for my help for you to sniff the feet in the middle of the night. He goes on the list.
He's on the list. Then we got Coquito is muy rico, especially up my ass solito. Yeah, that's what it is.
Throw him on the list.
On the list. Wow. Then we got MT, Isaac Salinas. Then we got Shane, skinny fat with Mets hat, Thompson. Then we got Griffin. Then we got Big Shawnee J, not quite gay, not quite straight, but make no mistake, Christy will get kissed on the neck. Thank you. Then we got Liam. Then we got make no mistake, I think right, but vote left, so Leroy will like me. We got Decocked with a cocked Glock, 6-foot trans living in a van. Nice, okay. Good for you. Then we got Zufan Y, Stephen Conway. Then we got moving my mashed potato monkey to Marisa and Venetia, but make no mistake, I said Wei Shan after it, so it doesn't count. Then we got Justin Evans, Diano Spumoni, Casey, Kevin Miller, Tessa Tyrell, Joshua, Keith, make no mistake, there is a fuckery afoot Rose. Then we got Trevor, I'm right-handed but jerk off with my left, so my dick might be the devil McKnight. Then we got Manny, make no mistake, I'm a wetback, so give me that wetba monkey, extra sauce, no wet nap. Then we got Will the Irish Ginger pass the sunscreen for my small peen ya mean. My cunt. Then we got half sauce, all monkey kid, because my we can't read that one. Don't do that. That's just half sauce monkey, and then it's just, we don't condone racism here. But you say you vote to the right. Okay, whatever you want. Then we got Daniel, straight from the Midwest, shooting ropes on your chest, Caldara, Trump 2020. Then we got here for the content, but make no mistake, Chrissy D can crack me open raw like an oyster. I've never had an oyster. I think I would get sick from that, but okay, whatever you want. Then we got Bobby Lee's a basketball, Chrissy used to hoop. Michael was a toot for months trying to come up with a name so I don't go straight to the back. Then we got Aaron, the situation, yelled at me for not paying for her Zumba class through Banco Popular. Peth. That's what it is. Then we got B. Then we got just a Canadian kid with a donkey dick that is ready to get picked up and cleaned out by any cousin unless he's a muzzy. Then, okay.
Funny.
Funny, yeah. Then we got Alejandro Glass Hands Garcia, Diego Villarreal, Joseph Santaro, Melissa. Then we got Aaron the Muzzy Cuzzy who wants to stick his piece in Christy D's Fuzzy Wuzzy, but make no mistake, his bean has no fumes. Okay.
All right.
Then we got Kyle straight to the back as long as I get some of Yanni's Suzuki sauce Rogers. Robert Ritchie, Lady Gary Jr., Shaft McNulty. Then we got Father Bill peels it back to smell the fumes, Trump 2020. Then we got Two Pump Chump, don't want another president unless his name is Trump. Okay. Then we got Adrian Galvin, Jaden. Then we got when you get cracked by a guy and your boots are from Fry, that's Fumade. Tune of that Amade.
Tune of that's Amore.
Tune of that's Amore. Sorry.
Yeah, even though you messed up, I knew it. I mean.
Can you sing it this time, Chris?
Yeah, sing it.
When you get cracked by a guy and your boots are from Fry, that's Fumade. That's great.
Listen, you can listen to this, but you can't criticize our ability to vet these lists. Those are the two front runners. That kid is now. It can go either way.
Yeah,
I like that guy. Okay, then we got Austin lives in Arizona, so make no mistake, I go domestic fumes. That's funny. Then we got Malik Alim, Danny, Amanda Collins, Nathan N. Bergman, Christopher Burt, Joseph Harris. Then we got Isaiah been a toot since day one, but never joined because make no mistake, I'm not good at making up names. Trundy. Then we got Respect. Then we got Ian Greer, Dylan Squeak Martin. Then we got just a Juice Squeak on a brew streak going for PP of the week. Like it.
Great. That's going to get on the list for the creativeness. Mm-hmm. Kid is screwed in.
Then we got moving furniture and moving my monkey to Chrissy D and Yanni P.
Thank you.
Then we got Stephen Law. Then we got Hey Bert Kreischer.
Stephanie Lau.
Sorry. Yeah, I'm Frank's. Then we got Stephanie Lau. Then we got Hey Bert Kreischer is a racist TikTok. Okay. Then we got he's not. But then we got Make No Mistake, I'm here for Yanni Beef and Chrissy Queef. That's it. Then we got Paul Cheney, Ian Aherm. Then we got Kyle, Chrissy D, and Yanni P can plug me. Then my podcast, The Cub Necessities, Zomer Show.
Screwed in. Yeah. Screwed in. If there's another list for Screwed In, he's on it.
There it is. Then we got David Lewis, Primo Marino, Hyenas, Bingen, Sauce Monkey Name, Menorah Monkey Religion. Then we got Menorah Monkey's funny. Then we got Arteen Ashkerzada. Arteen Ashkerzada. That's where's that name from, you think? Ashkerzada. That's like
it's over the wall somewhere.
Middle East. Yeah. Then we got Marvin, I'm just a Crumb Creek, Lazaro. Then we got Frank Adaro, Juan Beaner that would tuck back for papers, Gonzalez. Then we got Zach, guys. Can I have my job back, ISIS? Well, I got Venetia laughing. That's on the list.
That's on the list, yeah.
Then we got Tim and Fortune's triplet, Chunky McPineapple, Keith Halabuda, Chrissy, if the situation has you hostage, blink twice.
Wait. That one's good too, but
throw them on the list.
The Tim and Fortune one was kind of low key.
Oh, Tim and Fortune's triplet, meaning Tim Dillon and Fortune Feimster's triplet. That's funny.
Oh, because meaning he looks like both of them.
Right.
That's a good one. It's a creepy good one. You give him a Drexler because Mikey loves him.
Okay. Then we got Tyler Lasacco, Clyde Drexler, the Chrissy D. molester. Then we got the Bulgarian New York Islanders fan, as long as I get free tickets. Then we got Corinne Allen, Anna Leia Squeak. Then we got Jay Bird, moving my monkey to anything chunky register. Then we got Skinny Guinea with the mini Stockholm Syndrome, explains my potato sauce monkey family. Then we got Forrester, the Canadian ecologist, Raph M, Jamie the non-tootie, plant-based cutie, Tim, Hunter, Melissa Romo, call me V because I'm looking for that black D. Sorry, Dad.
Throw him on the list.
On the list. Then we got Brennan, I'm ready to cut off the skin flute and wear it as a mask, Rateni.
Okay.
Then we got Monkey Bread, Amanda Mitchell, DMLB. Then we got Jimmy the Streak, Riley, Brendan Quain. Then we got Tanetta Cup, Cutie, Daniel Herget. Then we got Wawa Jean Chien and the Franks and Beans flavored Wooter.
We can stop at that one, actually.
Say again?
We can stop at that one, actually.
Yeah? Okay, cool. All right, there we go. So we'll end on Wawa Jean Chien and the Franks and Beans flavored Wooter.
I mean, I believe in the folks, and they brought a lot of heat, and that's the thing. Like I said, it's all about where you are on the list. That's what a Drexler is all about. So many good ones, but I mean, come on. I called it right. I mean, can we get the marinara sauce red one more time? This could be one of my favorites of all time. Just listen to the inventiveness of this one.
So you like that one better than the Frank Sinatra song?
Well, listen to because you might have forgot how inventive it was. Mikey, give us that marinara sauce again.
Yeah, give it to us.
Brian, Father Bill's piece is a mozzarella stick, and my ass is marinara sauce Espinosa.
I mean, the kid's he's basically saying his dick is going. It's getting dipped in marinara sauce, and so he said Father Bill's piece is a mozzarella stick, and his ass is marinara.
Yeah, compared to when you get cracked by a guy and your boots are from Fry, that's fumare.
He's gonna win now. I mean, it's funnier. Yeah. He's gonna win. I mean, did he come in and sneak it at is he the LeBron block at the last moment that takes it?
I think so.
Yeah, I think he wins. So let's give it to that song. Congratulations to you. You're the PPW Pseudo Penis of the Week. I mean, you made a tune out of it. You made a song out of it. That may be what you have to do now. You guys might have to start writing songs with your names to get these titles.
Yeah, I mean, and you know what? That is so funny and so good. You might be in the lead all time. Congratulations. No knock on you, marinara sauce dick. I mean, it's that good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so I just wanted to say.
I was going to say real quick, because I think some of these guys, they're accidentally saying things we can't say. There's some weird inside joke from another show that we don't know. We're not going to say it if it just sounds horrible on our show. So,
yes.
If it's about other people that we're friends with or not friends with, we really just can't say horrible things about them on our show. For no reason.
Yeah. I don't listen to any of the shows really. So Mikey knows we don't know. Just keep it in fun.
Keep it in fun. Yeah, nothing racist, nothing crazy. Obviously, nothing. As we said before, sexualizing anything or making any passes at Venetia. We won't condone that stuff. Make all those passes and stuff at us. And but keep it creative, keep it fun. I mean, you guys. I love doing the show. Patreon.com/Bay Ridge Boys. That community board makes me and Yannis laugh. I mean, dude, Yanni, tell me if you've done this too. There's been a couple of times over the past few days where I've been bummed up because of things that have been happening in the world. And I look at that community board and I forget about my problems for a few minutes because I'm fucking laughing at how truly hilarious our fans are.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, absolutely. You guys we've said it before. I don't know if we've made you funny or just the funniest kids have found the podcast that they connect to the most. But whatever it is, it's probably a little bit of both. You guys uplift us. We are a community. Talk to each other on that community board. Join patreon.com/Bay Ridge Boys. Wepa in the Morning will be on Wednesdays. No nets. Bonus content is back. We're getting a new studio. Our new logo looks amazing. And most importantly, it's really important to be proactive and tell friends post about it, put it in your stories. You guys keep doing that. We repost it. That's how the word's getting out. We appreciate you. This thing is building because of you. Yeah.
Yeah, historyhyenas.com for all our merch. Go rate, review us, like us on iTunes. Go follow us on YouTube, youtube.com/historyhyenas. Subscribe to our channel. And thank you, baby.
Yeah, and stay safe out there.